Good afternoon. Welcome to Old Car Wax. And I'm here with my co-host, Sean, and special guest, Raymond. What's going on, fellas?
Howdy.
So, today, as we said before, we're going to go with our musical review. We're going to hit up the Migos' new album, as well as Future. And me, I'm a kind of follower of Future. I'm not going to say I'm a fan. I'm a follower of them. But we had the two comparisons of that. So my nephew Raymond, we had a short conversation about it, but we're gonna roll this out and roll it out with Sean, and let's get some opinions on. Let's start with Migos, because I really didn't get introduced to Migos until I saw the show Atlanta, and I kind of heard them on the radio, but I was like, who the fuck are them? But I was okay because I wasn't gonna continue to look at them anyway or listen to it. But I turned around and said, yo, this is Migos. Hey, I need to go check them out. And he, Donald Glover gave him a shout out when he got his award, Black and Bougie. So I was like, maybe I need to hear him. And then Sean said, oh, they new single coming out, they new album coming out. You need to check it out. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I checked it out. But, let's get your opinions, because I know, Raymond, you say you like a couple of their cuts.
Yeah.
And Sean, you've been kind of listening to them. So, Raymond, what's your opinion on Migos in general? Let's talk about in general first.
In general, their music is kind of mainstream.
Right.
Like, it sticks to what's going on now.
Okay. Like now, as in, when you saying now, you're looking at something that would be played in New York. You get something played in Atlanta, LA.
I mean, it's probably being played in all of those places right now.
Gotcha.
But only because of what's in right now.
Right.
Like,
what's in, as in what's hot, what's not, anything in that matter.
Like what's being played
right
on the radio.
On the radio. So, Sean, in the radio, if you would, and I know you don't really listen to the radio shit either, but when we talking about what's in and what's now, what do you get out of that when that part comes through?
Well, what's going on now is I'm not gonna say the fall of, but Atlanta is big. Atlanta is the new Motown.
Yeah.
So the sound that you hear now is real Atlanta. From the ages of Kilo Ali and Outkast, and from them to Gucci Mane and Jeezy, and that kind of evolved this sound that's going on right now. So
trap music shit.
Yeah, I mean, just the bass, just more of the bass in the music, and more of the same tempo of the sound. So. It's evolved to this, what you call the culture, and I think the Migos was able to put all of that into an album. And that's what the important part. You said they were mainstream. I think that was really good, because when you listen to this album, you can put it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? The majority of these songs you can put on the radio because that's the type of artist that they are. They're mainstream artists.
But don't they sound, and here's where me and Raymond was talking about, it sounds almost like everything else. Because they're using the same kind of beats, they're using the same kind of sound, they're kind of, rapping about the same kind of mollies that everybody's taking. They're just doing it in a different way.
Okay, so do you feel like they were some of the first ones to do that, or do you feel like they are still just fitting and flowing with what's the now?
No, I think they are leading it. I think they're leaders of it. I think because of them, everyone else know it is mainstream. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think if it wasn't for them, I think there's a lot of people who wouldn't actually be saying, this is mainstream. This is hot. This is what's going on from that. That's how I feel about Migos.
So because that's the same way I feel. So I don't feel like I should put judgment on the originators or the initial evolvers of it in this generation. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone else pretty much follows suit after you heard Versace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literally, like that was the change movement.
And they lined up.
Because Drake
after that,
jumped
they
on
lined
it.
up.
Like you said, once they put that out and then Drake jumped on it, it was like, okay, this is the sound. And then they started being consistent with just tracks, not necessarily good mixtapes, but you were able to hear good Migo tracks on the radio.
Right.
And so that's them being on the radio with those good tracks got them out there and got their sound out there and got everybody using their sound.
Oh, I got that.
So I think, I like them because of where they came from. I like them because of their flow, because they're like, okay, we just three motherfuckers from Lawrenceville, you know what I'm saying? And we spit. And this is how we spit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if they get more of, I don't know how much history they know of the game. I know I could hear in Quavo's flow, the main artist, he has some history of the game, of rappers. But I think if they get a little more back history, I think their music will sound a lot better. Like if they're out, if like, not even Rakim, not even the Sugar Hill Gang. If they go back that far, that's good too.
But before I ask this question, you said you liked them for a certain reason, because when we was talking, Raymond. So kind of go back over that of why you like them.
They're catchy.
Right.
Songs are catchy. And I consider that mainstream.
Yeah. So anything that's kind of repetitive, catchy, you can, I got it. So I can repeat it. I can repeat it. I can repeat it. So doesn't make it the best cut out there, but make it something that I like to hear.
Right.
Like, $5 McDonald's meals. May not want to eat McDonald's, but it's $5, so I'm going to go back and get it because all I got is $5 and I can have a full meal.
And it's on every other corner.
And it's always available. So if they playing the Migos, like you said that too, if they playing that every hour,
you're going to get times in an hour.
And you used to it. Mainstream is repetitive. It's repetitive. So you kind of get to say, okay, I like that. Even though you really don't freaking like it.
Right.
But you like it because it's in your head. It's repetitive. And you're used to it and say, man, I really like those Migos. I call it brainwashing. But I don't like to hear repetitive things because I like to hear something that's either unique. Because as it being unique, I can listen to it more because it's something that I'm normally not listening to. And, there's a lot of artists out there that's doing that. But I don't think, back to your question, Sean, or your statement, I don't think they need to go back because they're getting the notoriety of who they are and what they're doing. Until that genre plays out, I don't think they're going to move away from it.
Okay.
because they're leading it. Even though somebody may have a hit with that sound, they're still the leaders of that. And they're saying, hey, if you really want to know about this kind of music, Migos is the man. That group really put it out there. And until that actually moves along, I don't think they need to go back and be historic. Because even part of their rap and what they're rapping about, it doesn't say that. Remember, we were talking, me and Raymond was talking, they got a cut on there, said, just got a mink, it's a fox. How the fuck is a mink a fox? But they said it, but it was catchy because the beat, the butt.
Right.
Jack and Jill went up the hill, and because of that, and not that it made sense. And remember what you said, Raymond. You said I got to listen to it a couple of times just to really understand what the hell did they say.
Yeah, just to grasp what they're saying, because it's not necessarily, because people call it mumble rap.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily mumble rap because they're speaking what they're saying. You know what I'm saying?
Mumbling that shit.
Nah, you haven't heard mumble rap before.
No, I heard mumble rap.
I mean,
but they're a little clearer than these other. Because I don't know who they are. I got you. I don't know who they are.
Right.
But I heard them. And I'm like, what the hell did they really just say? But they didn't say anything. You know what I mean? I appreciate the Migos for who they are.
As far as the box that they're in, the game that they put out there, and this whole Atlanta movement of sound, okay. You know what I'm saying? Especially for people 25 and under. You know what I'm saying? This is like, that Culture CD was really good for 25 and under. You know what I'm saying? It was like when Kings of Crunk came out, the Lil Jon Eastside Boys CD came out when we were young. You know what I'm saying? It gave me that kind of feel. So I appreciate it because I grew up in Atlanta. And I've seen where the music has came and how, now the lyrics aren't as hard. Of course not. That's by default. But their confidence and their swag and their ability to choose beats that sound good with their voices.
Right.
I think they're good. Amazing CD? No. Good CD for the year? Yeah. Potential great CD of the year? No. Nominee? Maybe.
Depends on what
else comes out.
Yeah, and what they're looking at. Because I remember we had, back at all the podcasts, we was talking about J. Cole.
Right.
And we was talking about Solange. And we said, look, those two should be recognized. And you said, no, they're going to get nominated. I said, it depends on who's voting.
Right.
I said, I know how good they are. I can tell production-wise, lyric-wise, content-wise, they're phenomenal. But guess what? The people who voted who they wanted. That didn't mean that they weren't good, but the people who voted go from that. And sometimes the people who vote says, I like this new stuff that's out.
Right.
So I'm going to say Migos is the best CD of the year. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Right.
But it depends on who's actually voting. And if I was voting, it wouldn't be. I'm just saying.
I mean, the year's still young.
Yeah, because there's plenty that should come out.
Several things that's going to be coming out this year.
So I think we beat them up, which I'm kind of cool. But I like to get input because, me being an old head, I still like music.
Right.
Me and Raymond was talking about that. I'm not a genre listening person. I listen to music, and the uniqueness of music. Sometimes I can say that's pretty hot. Oh, I really like that. I mean, we were talking about, what was the white kids?
21 Pilots.
Yeah, 21 Pilots.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
Okay.
I really like them. And we saw them, me and Raymond saw them on Saturday Night Live. And after that, we just started downloading it. Okay. And it was hot. And I to this day, I really like listening to them. But I'm turning around and I can move on from them and start listening to something totally different.
Right.
Because you should listen to music and not just a single genre.
Right.
So that's why I said, I'll listen to Migos. I'll listen to it. Not something in my rotation.
Right.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not going to disrespect them and say what they didn't do, because they established something that was pretty much different in the music game. Show them their respect for that.
Right.
I give them that, but I still got a choice. I don't eat pork. I won't eat pork. It says on the plate, you can take that one. I can't eat that. I'm sorry. Right. If I was starving and they had a pepperoni pizza, I probably gotta eat it, but I'm not gonna eat it again.
Right.
So, you had me listen to Migos. I really don't want to listen to it again.
Right. So, it's just not your cup.
Just not my cup of tea. So, but now we talk about Future. So, I heard Future's cuts here and there. I never really was a follower too, but I liked his music. I liked when he showed up. It was something that I can listen to. I mean, lyrically, he wasn't the best lyrical guy out there.
Right.
But he had good lyrics. But this new album impressed me because he had really good production to go with it as well. So to me, he had better production than the Migos album. So I like the way his production and his lyrics and the way he, wrote the beats that made his album pretty good. That's something I can listen to again. Did you listen to the new one, right?
I heard of it.
So that one's worth it, in my opinion. That one's
now
worth it.
Now, are we talking about the Future CD or the Hendrix CD?
So I think it's the Hendrix. I think the one you sent me was the Hendrix one.
The one with the white cover.
Nah, the one with the
gold cover. That's the Future CD.
So I did the Future.
Okay.
The Future. I didn't do the Hendrix. So I really enjoyed the Future. So there you go. I didn't even do the Hendrix yet. But the Future one, I even like the little skits that was in there.
Right.
So he threw like little skits in between there, which was like really, really cool.
You rarely see those anymore.
Say what?
You rarely see those anymore.
Yeah. So like, what were you saying, Sean? You was like, that kind of remind you of like
Redman.
The Redman joints.
Redman was huge with his skits, man. Like, well, back in the day, man, just skits were huge, big itself. They wanted to paint a picture. That's what music was all about back in the day. It was they wanted you
the setup.
Yeah,
the setup for the song,
right,
or something from that. Remember, De La used to do a lot of that.
It was big, man. They had to put a smile on your face before the song came on. You know what I'm saying? They had
they roll you right into it. Or as you ended that one, they kind of concluded that song.
Right.
So they had a song, they talked about that, and then the conclusion was a small skit to lead into the next song. So you kind of like, oh, I love that. So you would leave the song on just to hear the end skit, or play the skit before you jump into the next cut.
So and Future has a good back history. He's related. He has family members and kicks it with the Dungeon Family.
Oh, okay.
Which is, rooted from Outkast and Goody Mob.
And Goody Mob.
So he has a pretty decent background of music.
Right. So
he knows how it's supposed to sound. He knows, he just knows how to use his voice on tracks. So, with that being said, I think Future's album just sounds like an adult version of the Migos CD.
So I'm okay with that. So that's a good interpretation, though. So to me, that's a great interpretation, and probably because I'm an adult, I'm listening to the adult side and more preference to that as opposed to the Migos.
Right.
So that's a great analogy of that or interpretation, because the juvenile sound of Migos just partying all day long.
Right.
Joke. Fucking with chicks, all of that. That's continuously throughout that, because they're young and they want to have a good time. Where Future, he wants to have a good time, but he does other things.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's got a little one, you know, he going through, you know, he tries to be or show compassion on his music.
Yeah.
You know.
But because that's more maturity.
Mm-hmm.
And he can stop and think about it, where the Migos is just going straight out and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. I woke up high and I want to do this next. You know, but write it down. Because sooner or later, to your point, that's why I'm saying I don't think Migos will go backwards. I think they will be more mature with the way they're writing next.
Okay.
So they may evolve into a maturity as opposed to trying to emulate the quality of before. I think the quality will come with their maturity.
And see, I also think back to Future, man. Because of, you know, he does so well on his music, I think people really don't understand his business mind and his business aspect on the game, man. He, you know, he really throws a lot of music out, man, and he does it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was dropping mixtapes. He was dropping maybe 3-4 mixtapes a year, and he was dropping them in a way to where you were just like, man, he got to come out with another one next week. You know what I'm saying? Or he was dropping them to where they're singles on the album. I mean, now they're singles and now they're on the radio. You know, that's just in rotation. So, you know, and he plugs in with all the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like he pretty tight with Drake.
Right.
You know, they had a mixtape together. You know, which allow him to, I'm assuming, get the contract with Apple, because he dropped 2 albums in like a span of 3 months last year.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped, it wasn't Dirty Sprite 2. He dropped Dirty Sprite 2, and then like maybe 3 to 4 months after that, he dropped Evolve.
Okay.
But in between that, when the Falcons was playing in the playoffs last year, he dropped Purple Rain because it was when the Seahawks was playing against the Falcons. This was not the last playoffs, the playoffs before last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, he always throws shots at his baby mama, man, because she do the same thing. She's so petty.
Well,
She's
you know,
just petty.
but see, he has a bigger platform. So usually when you get a bigger platform, you need to shut the hell up. You know, you try to throw some shade over here, but he's a rapper. He can just throw out a mixtape somewhere or show up and rap about something totally different. And then say, oh, by the way, you got my kid. Yeah. Or you dealing with this dude who's got his head up your ass. Or, you know, he can do anything.
Literally.
Yeah.
Not
he can do
metaphorically
anything, not metaphorically speaking. But so what's your opinion on Future? You ever, right?
Future's pretty good. Future's pretty good right now.
Based on how do you feel about him now? I mean, you said Migos is mainstream. So what do you see with Future though?
Future, I see, has the possibility to expand.
Yeah.
Like, to what Sean said, when it comes to like the business portion of things,
Yeah.
he's making the right moves.
Oh yeah. And he's connecting.
Yeah.
You know, because Drake, like we was talking about Drake before, Drake is an entertainer. He's going to partner with everybody and anybody to stay relevant, you know, and as long as he's staying relevant, he's going to get paid. He's going to be able to show up in so many places because they say, I like Drake. Oh yeah, he was talking with such and such. Future shows up and he doesn't show up negative. That's another good thing that Future doesn't do. Yeah. He doesn't show up negative. So even though he's a little harder, he's a little rougher, he's got a look that some people may go, ooh, but he's cool. And people say, I just like him. He showed up on Saturday Night Live too, you know, and I enjoyed the cuts that he was on there. I was like, man, Future's pretty tight. I like this. So that's when I saw him live and he was able to just come off sounding really, really good. So yeah, I see him, and he's 33.
Yeah.
So he ain't no spring chicken. He ain't young in the game. Mm-mm. But the dude is good. You know, again, not high on my list of performers or anything like that. But he's somebody that I can say, hey, if I'm listening to him, yeah, right. Cut him on. Yeah, cut on Future. But, you know, even then, and what you was talking about, Sean, when you was saying the two albums that he had, either the Hendrix or the Future, but Future makes history with new number one album. He came out with Future, then Hendrix. Right. So he made history as the first artist that has successive number one debuts on America's Billboard 200 chart.
Yeah, and you know, that just goes back to his business aspect, man. I mean, like we was talking about J. Cole. I'll put this on real quick. J. Cole dropped 2 singles before his actual album came out. And he dropped them on iTunes. So you buying them. And then if you wasn't going to buy them, you were going to wait for them to be on the album. Mm-hmm. When the album drops, those 2 tracks aren't on the album. So now you still got to go back and buy them if you didn't go buy them.
Right.
Genius. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your diaper money right there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He just had a little girl.
Yeah.
So, you know, all the extra money that he made, of course it went platinum, you know, because that's what he does. All that extra money is bill money. You know what I'm saying? So what Future did was he said, okay, I have an album. So he's like, I'm going to drop a double. I don't know who talked to him. I don't know how this went down, but it's pretty logical. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to drop a double CD. It's going to be called Future Hendrix. But I'm not going to drop it on the same day. And I'm not going to drop it as a collaboration. Mm-hmm. I'm going to drop one Friday and build up for it. Then I'm going to tell people on Tuesday that I'm dropping another album on Friday. Which is going to blow everybody's mind because it's going to be like, oh, he just dropped an album. He's dropping another album. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So he prepping up for it. So it don't even have to be as good as the first one.
No.
Just the fact that you know he's dropping another album the following week, you have to go get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So that was a marketing play that he decided to do to be relevant.
Right.
Now, he made himself relevant. Now they writing articles saying, yo, this is the first artist that was able to do 2. It would have been 1. Mm-hmm. But since he said, let me break this up. And they was like, what happened to the Hendrix? It just came out. Everybody on it. They gotta get it, you know.
Right.
Or how many downloads. And then, you know, the Spotify's, the Apple radio, I mean, all of that. All of these streaming sites, people got it every month. Mm-hmm. So they paying that cost. Soon as I download it, done. Soon as you download it, done. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to buy it, but you downloaded it. So he gets credit for that as well. So it's running up the charts because people like me who pay that monthly cost so I can have that.
Right.
He gets that.
Mm-hmm.
He get it. And they paying that money for it.
Yeah.
So I think he did a great job with that. And I think, you know, when you told me that, it was a great marketing ploy to say, how do I stay relevant? And then if you talk about me amongst other people, I'm going to be that guy that they say he did 2 consecutive albums and it was 2 successive number ones. Ain't no other rapper done that.
Yeah.
You know, but they probably did it, but it was 1 in 1 year, 1 another year. But ain't too many people done that. So he was smart enough to play the market. He played the market in this way, but it worked.
And see, I definitely gonna digress on this, but it has to be said, man. I just think, you know, his baby mama just craves too much attention, man. And it's gonna, hopefully it won't affect his son the way I'm assuming that she's anticipating on it because, you know, he's doing a lot of impactful things musically.
Right.
Musically, he's definitely doing a lot of impactful things, man. And as a child, seeing your father or being able to witness what your father's going to be able to do and being this great person, you know, I just kind of hope that, you know, this don't deter or affects the son in a way that most people and most children get affected.
So I don't know. I mean, we don't know. But, people who crave publicity, they don't care of the collateral damage around them.
Right.
And it seems as though she wants this to be ongoing. So as she makes it ongoing to be combative or throwing shade here and there, we don't know how much of this is with the child or involving the child or exposing it to the child. And then you don't know, on the other hand, when he has a child, what kind of exposure is he throwing back on her?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, as a child in between, we don't know. We can only hope for the best. But, that petty stuff right there is just so crazy, because it's kind of like, I left you and I'm going to let you know that I am better. You don't have to. Lead your life. Leave me the F alone. You know what I mean? You do you and let me do me. We only have this child together. Let me deal with my child and you can deal with the child.
Well, it's like he's working and everyone's talking about him. And she has to see him in the news because he's working.
Mm-hmm.
She's not working, but she still feels like she has to be seen. So she exposes just on the scene, man. Just on the scene, man. And, Russell ain't winning big games like he need to. So she feel like she losing. You know what I'm saying?
Even though he's
making bread. He's
making bread. He's good. He's leading the team.
Just don't.
But she doesn't want that.
Why you gotta be on the scene? Man?
She doesn't want that. She wants to be relevant. She wants to be part of the limelight. She grabbed onto a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and there you go. But now he's just a regular quarterback. They ain't really doing what they used to do. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of like, where do I reach out at? I reach out to the guy that's getting the shine, which is my baby daddy.
Man. So. As far as the Future album, like I said, man, it's a grown-up version of Migos, but I can definitely, I'm 33 myself, so I can definitely listen to a lot more of the CD. It's literally probably like 4 songs. I won't listen to it on the whole CD.
Yeah.
What
about Hendrix? Did you hear that?
Now the Hendrix CD, it's about another 17 tracks. I'll listen to the second half of the CD from about 10 or 11 to 17.
Okay.
That's my part of the CD. The tracks aren't bad. It's Future, and it's Future singing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little more of that.
So, yeah. So
with the vocoder shit.
Right. If you're into this Future singing, then this is for you. Most of it. Yeah. Like I said, I can enjoy the last 7 tracks of the CD.
Okay.
Which is fine with me because I like the first CD. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I rate the first CD. Like I said, what is it? How many tracks out of the first CD? I don't rate them a 10 to 100. I just rate them tracks I listen to because I'm an album listen. I listen to albums. So
yeah, you got 17 on the first one.
So 17 on the first one, I listen to 14 out of 17, maybe 15 out of 17.
Yeah, I'll say 13.
I won't listen to Flip, and I won't listen to the one before Flip.
Massage in my room.
Yeah.
Or popping tags.
Nah, popping tags. Popping tags. Man, I listen to that. I listen to Feds is Sweet.
Yeah, Feds is Sweet. Yeah. That was cool.
Man, that CD riding, man. That's
I told you
nice
that.
CD.
So again, if I'm listening to music and I'm going to rate songs, I'm going to say, yeah, Future had a good album.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the Future one. I really like that one. If they say, well, what do you think about the Migos?
Really? And see, I like, and in the Migos CD, I like, how many tracks is on the Migos CD? Let's see. Because it's a good amount I like on there too.
Nope. It's 13.
13 tracks. And I listen to 8 of them.
2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I listen to 8 of them. The first one I listened to.
All ass.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Yeah, I know you like that one. I know you like that one. Stupid, man.
I listened to the T-shirt. I like the T-shirt. That was like Migos in its core. That was like the Migos. So that's why I like that track. The Curtain Call, that was nice because they was lyrically trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? On their lyrical end.
Not successfully.
We talking about Atlanta rappers though.
I got that.
So, all right.
But
You know, with no disrespect.
Stop giving them.
You're right.
You giving them excuses because if it's Atlanta. But if I say let's throw rappers in the middle of the United States.
Well, no, because I'm disrespecting Atlanta rappers because there's great Atlanta rappers. There's Sci-Hi the Prince. This is a really great artist. There's B.O.B. He is lyrically there. T.I. can lyrically go there. You know
what's that
I'm
other
saying?
one that you gave me? The guy that had to like a rock and roll kind of with that. Remember you sent me that one. It had like a rock feel to it. Jesus, I forgot the name of that. That was pretty cool. And I was trying to listen to some of the older stuff, but his older stuff was like really, really raw, and I was like, damn, that's really different. Until you gave me the newer one. But anywho. But there's a lot of good Atlanta folks that's really, they really taking off.
Yeah. So, I'm used to the sound. Back to what Raymond said. I'm used to the sound. It has to be repetitive. I guess I'm so used to hearing that. And it's the great Atlanta artists aren't being promoted and shown like that. And I think that's kind of rude and wrong, man. Like I said again, I want to say Sci-Hi the Prince. Sci-Hi the Prince is actually one of the best Atlanta artists that I've ever heard come out of Atlanta. He's from Redan.
What?
He just hasn't dropped nothing. He's signed with Kanye. Nobody knows about him. And then if you do know about him, you have to actually do your research. So it just really sucks that I have to say that Future is right now the best artist out because, I'm really disgracing all of in Atlanta, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because I'm really, not showing any respect to the real great artists out here.
Absol.
Oh, Absol is amazing.
Yeah.
He's from, he's part of the Black Hippies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with J-Rock and all the other cats.
Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you listen to Abra?
A little bit.
So
I've heard a few songs.
So I can't say I'm gonna listen to the whole thing, but that rock is hot.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. But I like the way he puts his music together, and then, like you say, intelligently, he's throwing some stuff that you got to be like, damn, let me Google that. You know what I mean? It may not be true, or it may be some conspiracy shit, but he's throwing it into his lyrics and makes you kind of like, damn, let me go back. And not go back to say, what the fuck did he say? Like the Migos.
Mm-hmm.
You're going back to say,
to think into it.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's why Absol, I was like, wow, that's pretty freaking cool. So that's how I kind of looking at artists that takes me to another spot.
Mm-hmm.
Not, okay, I heard that before.
Yeah, just on the same roller coaster, just different name.
Yeah.
Right, I got you.
Because even the one, what's his name? Sanford that you sent me? What's his name?
Yeah, Sampo.
Sampa or Sampo.
Right.
So,
that's actually, see, I didn't tell you. I did tell you. I'm not sure if I told you. He's the, if you go back and you look at the Salon look at the Salon song, Don't Touch My Hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the dude that was, dancing with her in the hook with the white blanket on.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
That's him. And that's how I recognized him. And I was like, oh, okay.
So who's this dude?
Yeah. Right. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have even listened to the album.
So they playing him, a lot of white folks. They playing a lot of his music.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
The one, Me and My Piano or something like that, they playing that one.
Yeah.
And Plastic. So it's them two.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
So because I heard it and I was like, what the hell? And it was on TV and they was like, oh yeah, I'm loving this. Is that Sampa? And she's like, yeah, it is. So, and these white people are saying that. And I'm like, wow. So his CD, and he's not a rapper, but we just talking music in general. But his is a smooth, kind of laid back kind of album. It's not really gonna break your heart or get you dancing and everything.
And that's why I like it too.
Yeah,
because I can sit at work and just
chill
vibe out to it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's not melancholy. It's not depressing. It's not gonna put me to sleep. And it's not going to bounce me out of my seat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to keep me there.
But again, that's a lover of music.
Right.
It's not a lover of genre. And, you know, back to you, what you were saying also, hey, look, I'm in Atlanta. I grew up in Atlanta. I know these cats that came from Lawrenceville. These cats came from Redan, College. I know all of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give them love because that's where I'm
just
here.
being biased. Unfortunately,
that's just who
I got to be biased. Like, Flocka ain't one of my favorite artists, but I definitely paid to go see him in a club when he came out here. You know what I'm saying? Because he was from Riverdale, man, and that's what we do. Unfortunately, people of color, man, we, you know, especially the darker we are, though, we always support everything. The things we don't even need to be supporting.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Because, again, we all have our vices, and we say, I like this. You know, some people continue to drink Hennessy even though there's better cognac and brandy that's out there. But, I have some energy, dog. Right. Dude, try this, man. That's bullshit. This is better. What the fuck is wrong? You mean this is... But nah, man, I'm a Hennessy man. No, you're a stupid man. That's what you are. The fuck out of here. But so there's nothing wrong with that. But when you say, okay, let's pull it together. Let's talk music. Mm-hmm. So when I say let's pull it together, let's talk to music, that's why I can say, no, I do respect Migos because I know what they did and I know how they changed it. What's his name? The Miami bass with the booty shaking shit.
Luke.
Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah.
He changed the game, though.
He did. He definitely changed the game,
but he changed the game.
Yep, it's still to this day.
Yeah. So you have to respect him, you know, because he changed the game. Mm-hmm. I didn't buy not one thing from him other than when I had the DJ. So I had to, you know, that's what they're going to want to hear.
Right.
So I got to lay that on there. But me saying I'm going to lay back and put it in the car and bump it like that, no, that's not what I wanted. Same thing with Migos. If you have to play them, you know you have to play them.
Right.
If you saying, you know, this cat is the hottest out right now, no, they got that from Migos. Migos started this, and then everybody picked up from that. Because if you don't know that, then you disrespecting them.
Right. That's just like saying Jay-Z started the rap game. It's like,
come on, man.
How disrespectful is that?
Yeah.
Like,
really? You know.
Somebody slap this person, please.
Yeah. Wake them up. Cause, this shit ain't working.
Right. So yeah, I definitely understand, man. Yeah. So
it's all good. But, that's our review on Migos. What's that? Migos Heritage? Culture, sorry. Culture and Future. Cause we didn't hear, Future Hendrix. So I'm going to go back and check them out anyway.
That's a 10 out of 7.
10 out of 7?
I mean, 10 out of 17. I mean, 7 out of 17. That's really what I want to say.
7 out of 17.
7 out of 17 for me.
Okay.
And then the first one is, what, 12?
Yeah, I say 12, 13.
12 out of 17?
Yeah, I say 12 or 13. So. Which is cool for me. And
that's very
Migos
good.
Is 2 or 3 out of 13.
Yeah, and I give Migos an 8 out of 13. I mean, it's still the Migos. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? That's a good album for the Migos, for me, personally.
So, again, what did you tell me to do before I heard that? Just go listen to the first ones.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this shit is bullshit. But when I heard the new one, I was like, man, they got much better.
Right.
I still don't like their act, but they got better though. They got better. The production got a lot tighter.
Yep.
You know, they was a little clearer on some of the things that they were talking about. It wasn't a bunch of just random bullshit. They got random bullshit on there. I'm not saying they don't, but they got better.
Yeah, they got better.
And you have to say keep going, young blood. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Because again, just like the Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
You know, you like the first CD, but then the second one, like, but I see where you're going.
Yeah.
And I see the improvement, or I see the direction. Okay, keep going, because your next one is going to be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Or if you that guy, which we think he's that guy, because we talked about Childish before, he's that guy that says, I may change again. I may do a country song because I heard this country group that I like this sound, but I'm going to twist it up and put it the way I want to. I'm just going to do it because I can. He's like Kanye. Kanye just does crazy shit. So one thing I want to do, and you tell me, you know, as we close this up, is talk about Chance the Rapper. Yeah.
I have nothing to say about this guy. On music. Based on music,
so
I have nothing to say
so
about
if you talking about the artist as a whole, because he kind of changed it up and won a Grammy for it.
Right.
So I'm not sure if we actually, did he do that? Because remember, I think we were talking about that too. Did he change it so he can get the eye on him? Or did he do it because he's that creative to say, that's what I'm going to do?
I think he's a very creative person. You know, this is just, again, I'm not, you know, the way you feel about Migos is the way I feel about Chance the Rapper's music.
Oh, I don't give a damn about Chance, bro. I'm not a Chance fan. I'm just, so when we talking about artists that we kind of respect,
right,
as opposed to liking and buy and things like that, he's one of those guys that I just really didn't do the detail with yet.
Right.
So, but it was kind of different for me to see him. He's on commercials. Yeah. He's all on types of stuff. Yeah. He's almost becoming like a Drake. He's
such a personable person, man. I think, and I think that's the part that I'm noticing now more than his music.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you're noticing how he's got where he got. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, he put $1 million into a Chicago school. Okay, he must know somebody.
He turned down $10 million.
Right, because he didn't want to do no deal.
He didn't want to do no deal.
You know what I'm saying? He never dropped the album, and he's got an award for the music that he's made without dropping an album. Okay, he knows a lot of good people.
Somebody's
definitely
helping him.
Yeah.
And he's taking that advice and being successful.
Well, he's being a person, he definitely has somebody that's opening doors for him. But he's getting in that door and he's like, what's up?
Yep.
This is me. How you like it? You know what? You're a good guy. Let me hear your music. Oh my gosh, your music ain't bad.
Yeah.
You know, it might not be my favorite,
you're doing some positive
right?
things.
But you're such a good guy, and your music is relating to who you are. I'm gonna put your music out there.
Yeah,
you know, and now looking at him, that's kind of how I see how he got out there. Because I don't feel like it was no way you could just have that type of music, and be on SoundCloud and blow.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I'm missing it. You know what I'm saying?
I think he did the reverse from Drake. Because remember, Drake was an artist that came out with music that people was listening to. Then he built his persona up.
Right.
So to me, watching from a distance, because I'm not being really specifics because I don't know a lot of detail with Chance, but he was putting music out. And somebody heard it, and then he started building his persona. So he started showing up in so many different little things, and Chance the Rapper, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then they was like, I like him, he's so nice, he's such a personable guy. And then he's still like, I ain't dropped shit, but y'all love me, and you know me.
Right.
How do you know me? Right. Somebody's saying, know this guy because he's such a good guy.
He bought out a theater the Get Out. He bought out the whole joints tickets for the Get Out and let the hood go see it for free.
What?
Yep. He did that like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Well, when it first came out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, he just recently dropped the money down for the Chicago schools. So, like I said, man, he definitely plugged with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's plugged in something.
Yeah. I'm definitely giving him the utmost love. I'm thinking he a California cat, man, because just the way he's moving and the way he's doing his thing, you know, that's not a Southern type of movement.
Nah. Do you know anything about him, Raymond?
First time I heard Chance the Rapper was on Lil Wayne's Dedication 5.
Right.
Okay.
And that was You Song. I don't know if y'all heard it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. It caught me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It kept me, hey, what's gonna happen now? Like,
so was it his style or what he was saying or what was that?
It was his flow, mostly.
Okay.
Like, I wasn't really like too much of a fan of the song, but it was like the way he flowed.
Okay.
That got me in tune. Like, you know what I mean? Wanted to listen to him.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you was like, damn, who's that cat?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, let me go see some other things. So I've heard like snippets of him, and then the snippets that I heard, I really wasn't impressed with. So I just stopped. And then I kept seeing him though. You know, you just keep seeing this dude. And I was like, what I heard, why they keep showing him? That doesn't mean that he doesn't have good stuff. It's just what I heard wasn't good. And then when I did see him, he wasn't saying anything. So it was kind of like, who is this guy? You know, you can pull out Drake's, anthology, and there's some good stuff in there. Not a lot, but it's some good stuff in there. And there's some stuff that you can listen to. And there's some stuff that you can respect. And then his persona makes you say, yeah, I don't mind listening to Drake. Because he gives out a persona that you like him. Not that he's good, but you like him. And I think Chance is doing the same thing without losing his street cred of saying, look, I'm doing some things for my people. I'm doing things for the hood. I'm doing all of that. So he may be liked by people that not on the street, but the people on the street still respect him because he's keeping it real with them and doing positive things there. So that was just really interesting. I had to bring that up with Chance because we didn't talk about the Emmys, which I thought was kind of foolish, and then I just cut it off. But that was a surprise for him to really get that award. And I'm like, wow.
But he got like new artists?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But how are you going to be a new artist without anything released? But the industry saw that as, we need to give this guy some love. So that's telling everyone else, sadly, that you don't have to go to these major record labels. So with them saying, I'm blessing you with this, anybody follow his model and you don't have to deal with these people. So I think that's a good thing. Record industry is going to just, some people are just running after the money. So they'll run 10 million, they're going to grab it. But he was like, I know I can make more.
Right. I'm doing more than what y'all could even afford to give me.
And whoever I'm tied into is helping me.
Yeah, and let me know that we don't need this
You
money.
don't need that, bro. You're going to make a lot more than that. And you won't be trapped. So the thing is, the record company trap you and say, no, you're going to do these 15 albums over the next 20 years. No, give me 10 million for 2 years. Nope. I don't want it. I don't want it. I can give you 5 albums in 2 years. I can give you 3 albums in 2 years. And it may not even be a hit, but I'm done with you. Then I'm free. But he did a smart thing, though. But that's Old Car Wax, ladies and gentlemen. Good conversation. Thank you, Sean, Raymond.
Yes, sir.
We're going to hit a couple of other new artists that's coming out, and I'm not sure specifically, but you will hear us again. So this is Dreadlock Connoisseur Michael signing off on Old Car Wax. Thanks, y'all.
Peace.